Hey everybody, so this week I want to talk about how to price a listing in a competitive market. And it's particularly salient now, in this pandemic, this unprecedented market we're seeing in the U.S. housing market and in micro markets around the country. We just had actually a property go into contract for almost 20% more than we listed it for in less than 3 days in a market where that never happens with multiple offers. So a couple of quick points here and tactics on how to do this, because valuing and listing a property at the right price is probably one of, if not the most important skills and things we do as real estate agents and brokers. And it's hard to convince sellers to come to market where we ultimately recommend. Right now though, a couple of schools of thought on this. The one is price it 10 to 15% above what you would normally price the property at after doing a full comparative market analysis. The second school of thought is price it at market or slightly under and create a feeding frenzy, if you will. Problem with the latter, in my opinion, is you're creating an administrative nightmare, and you're also creating a little bit of price disequilibrium in the market. I really think that when you're seeing demand outpace supply, meaning more and more people with liquidity and resources are putting offers in on fewer and fewer homes as the supply is constricted, less inventory, that pushes pricing up. And what it does is we can start to get ahead of that. And we do that by looking at data. So quantitatively, we're going to want to analyze what's been happening in that neighborhood, in that micro market for the past 3, maybe 6 months, 12 months at most we go back, right? What is going on with the average days on market? Understand that metric. Then, what is going on with the pricing? What are we seeing prices move year over year, month over month, quarter over quarter in that area? Once we have all this information, we're then going to understand in the context of what are the goals of our selling client. What is their ideal timeline? What do they need to get out of this? What are some of the other things that will drive our decision making? Then we're going to come up with a range of recommended list prices. And again, I think it should be tending toward, depending on your local market and all the data and the research you just did. Again, remember, real estate is highly localized, so you need to be doing the research in the market you're in. But I would recommend, pricing it a little bit above market and letting the demand catch up to you, letting other offers and liquidity come to you. Because remember, we're trying to do two main things at the end of the day for our sellers. Maximize the amount of proceeds upon the sale of their property. And two, we're trying to do it in a timeline that meets their goals. So those are the tips. That's what I would do. We want to bake in, right, and let the market demand catch up to us, is my recommendation. Or we can create a mini auction and feeding frenzy by pricing a property at market or slightly below in a highly competitive market. Hopefully this was of value to you. Again, just quick tips on pricing a property in a highly competitive market. Make sure you do your homework and research. Make sure that you understand the trends. Make sure that you're future pacing your strategy. Make sure that you're doing it to the requirements and the goals and motivations of your seller. And remember that real estate is a hyper localized business. If you got value from this, please leave me a comment or a like. Share this with another real estate agent or broker who would benefit from this. And to your success and happiness, we'll talk to you next time.